Grab your boards. Welcome all surfers to Wavy's Atlantic Ocean. Surf, 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 baby. You wanna surf on the tidal wavy? Yeah. Twerk, baby. For certain, she moving so perfect. Surf, baby. You wanna surf on the tidal wavy? Twerk, baby. I'm loving the way that you surf it.
All my niggas, they gangbang, and all these niggas do the same thing. Counting money, living insane. Steady mobbing, let my flag hang. Told them I'm ready. I'm throwing them monster like Randy. I know that these niggas can't stand me, but the automatic come in handy.
Yo, you already know it's ATM Wavy, aka Mr. OMG, and you know it's me in this Wavy's world. Salute to all the surfers, you already know. It's another Surfing Nation situation, you feel me? Hey, I just hit 2K, you feel me? Salute again to the Surfing Nation. Yeah, we got 2,000 subscribers. You feel me? Saying, baby, yeah, I'm soupy, I'm gassed up. You feel me? And it's all thanks to y'all, for real. Cause without y'all, nigga, what? I'd be at zero, you feel me? So salute for the third time to all the surfers, all right? Now I'm saying we're gonna keep this thing going. Now we on the road to 3K subs, or as I like to call surfers, all right? So you already know what we about to do. We about to hit that wave cave. Yo, you already know we in that good old wave cave. Want to thank everybody again for helping your boy get to 2,000 surfers. Ooh-wee, it's a movie. Hey, so for those that don't know, that might be just pulling up, if y'all see on the thumbnail say part 2, so that means the video I did prior to it was part 1, and that video was done yesterday. So you want to go check that one out, go check it out or not, you know what I'm saying? But this wasn't supposed to be no part 2 to it, you know what I'm saying? At least I wasn't thinking about that. That's why on the first one, you ain't gonna see nowhere say a part number. But new developments came out in reference to Larry Hoover. So of course, the way we do it here in Wavy's world, whatever we talk about that's going against somebody, anything that come out in defense of that person, I'm gonna cover that too, because there's no bias. We have to cover everybody's side, and then that way we could get a clearer picture and make a clearer judgment. So the judgment I made based off of 1090 Jake's video was, from the looks of it, Larry Hoover was telling. No, it wasn't a document from the police station, nothing like that. Wasn't police, you know what I mean? That type of statement. It was a newspaper article. Me personally, back in the 60s, I don't even know how paperwork even worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how that was working way back then. I never seen 1960s or 1970s paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going off of maybe that's how they was judging it back in the day too. I don't know. I wasn't born back then. You feel me? And I don't know niggas that was catching cases in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? So some people saw the video, and I'm sure some more people gonna see that video before seeing this video and go to crucifying 1090 Jake. You know what I'm saying? Which, hey, crucify that nigga. It's originally his video. But I'm sure some people going to come at me. You know, that's just how that go. I could care less. You feel me? I'm just reacting to what somebody else said. You feel me? But to each his own. Know what I mean? So you know, a lot of people didn't agree with that so far, and it is what it is. So now, right here we got Wack100, who's on the phone with, well, not on the phone like talking right now, but he, you know how he record his phone call. So it's a recorded phone call of him allegedly being on the phone with James Highsmith. James Highsmith is one of the 2 guys that was supposed to have something to do with Larry Hoover being shot when he was 18, that he allegedly had told the reporters, the news, whatever the case may be, and different news articles had reported that he said this and this, right? Boom. Now, one thing, one of the surfers hit the comment section and said, like, "Hey, man, you can't trust everything the newspaper says, especially back then, because you know they was playing super dirty, especially when it came to us." I didn't think about that during the 1090J joint, but when they said, I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense too." Back then, things were very shaky, very dirty, so you could have had the juice to manipulate whatever goes into the newspapers, you know what I'm saying, without it being properly vetted, you know what I mean? Or probably anybody caring, because you're talking about black people. So we all know how that went. So when the surfer said that, I'm like, that makes sense. That's true. I can't argue that. But anyway, Wack100 about to shed extra light on it from the mouth. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if it's the person, but I'm gonna just go with the fact that until proven otherwise, the guy he's talking to sounds the age. He sound old. Just hearing him talk, he don't sound like young. He don't even sound kinda old. He sound like a 70-something year old, you know what I mean, dude, 80-year-old dude. All right, so I'm just gonna assume that's the guy. That's James Highsmith. And I don't see why somebody that's a super senior citizen would be out here playing any games that somebody trying to play for you or two. So I'm gonna assume this is who Wack is exactly speaking to. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and let it rock. I'm gonna let it play all the way through. I'm not gonna stop nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like a 7-minute video, eight minute video. So we're just gonna let it rock. You're gonna hear the guy talk. You're gonna hear Wack. Basically, just for those that probably can't hear the guy clarify what the guy just said. But of course, y'all make your own judgment. And then at the end of this, you know, I'm gonna speak my piece. So let's get into it.
Live conversation with Wack100 and the brother that 1090J said Larry Hoover snitched on when he shot him in 1968. TJ, we appreciate your support. Super chat, $49.99, appreciate it. So here we go. I started to keep it to myself. R&B said the people need to hear it. I ain't never going against the queen. And let's let it rip.
All right, so listen, let this be clear. I'm on the phone with some with individuals from Chicago, not just individuals, but one of the individuals that was involved in this shooting that happened with Larry Hoover, where people are running around with the narrative that Larry Hoover told on these individuals. So I'm gonna let the brother speak and tell me if there's some truth to that, no truth to that. My disposition is newspaper article is not looked at as legal documents, so I've been standing against it. So I'm gonna let the brother speak, let y'all know who he is. We all see the names that was posted on the internet about the shooters, and he gonna tell us what his facts of how this situation went, what they are. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, my name is James Highsmith. I was the shooting cause it's not alleged. I did finish shooting and I did serve time in prison. But it wasn't at the behest of Larry Hoover. Larry Hoover never told me. Matter of fact, it was over 100 people in the hallway, so there wasn't no way anybody knew I did it.
Now, I want to make that part clear. Out the gate, the shooter, Mr. James Highsmith, just said it was a bunch of people in the hallway. Larry Hoover never told on him. Let's keep it rolling.
They didn't need Larry Hoover to tell. First of all, and secondly, and more importantly, is that the whole narrative that the newspaper had and a lot of people was repeating in a lot of books never did happen like that. Little Longstreet wasn't with me, he was down the hallway. And nobody tell me to burn that van. 2 girls came and told me that they was coming down there to jump on me, but I could have left, but I had a pistol, so I waited for them. And that's what happened.
Okay. He said the other individual that was named in the newspaper article where they said he told James burn Larry Hoover, said that never happened. Dude was way down the hallway somewhere. He said 2 girls told him they called Larry and them to come jump on him. So instead of leaving, he had a pistol, so he waited on them to show up. And when they showed up, he got busy. Let's keep it going.
Got you. So y'all had y'all personal issues, regardless of what it was. You was the shooter. It was a bunch of people in the hallway that probably gave description or probably knew who you was or saw whatever it was they saw. But with you fighting the case, Larry Hoover was never a name that cooperated against you, is what you're saying. I'm saying that plus he couldn't have never cooperated with me because I already pleaded out. You know, and the paperwork is that Larry Hoover never made a statement, period.
Now, he further goes on to say, Larry Hoover never made a statement on him, period, and he pleaded out. Wasn't no statement there. Let's keep it rolling. Again, supporting what I thought happened, that with this whole newspaper article, they putting what they want to put in there. Remember, man, like, information to tear you down. They try to do it to me every day. If I wasn't a strong individual I was, I'd have been ran off the internet. But listen, my support system, my mental, it don't matter. Let's keep it rolling.
That's what your paperwork read. My paperwork wasn't no statement made by Larry Hoover, so it wasn't no paperwork period. Got you. Now, another thing is, because I'm going to be real, brother, because this is dangerous waters for me, but I feel like I got a platform and I've done time before. So when I see things and hear things, especially when we speaking about somebody such as Mr. Hoover, who is who he is, who is a pillar, who is part of this foundation of what we call blackness, right? From where it came from, what it was, and what it is today. I use my platform to fight back. Now, I get a lot of backlash because they say, yo, Wack, this Chicago business, a GD business, why are you speaking on it? I said, well, I'm speaking on it in defense of the brother, right? If I didn't speak on it and let people run amok with it, you know, ain't no telling how big the lie or the fire might grow. So I'm speaking to you because you are, I consider my triple OG, one of my elders, right? I'm pretty sure you had conversations with your people. Is there any issues with how I've been handling this situation? Actually, I'm not aware of anything, but I just appreciated that you were saying that this happened over 57 years ago. 2 young men. I was 18 and he was 18. We was caught up in the times and the events, and it wasn't no real animosity towards him and I, because him and I grew up together. But the fact of the matter is that people are using things that happened that they wasn't born, they wasn't around, they didn't know anything about, and they had their own means and ideas, whatever their motives are, ulterior motives are, it still don't reach the fact, and it's affecting true history, and it's affecting the fact that this man has spent over 52 years in prison, and if he ain't cracked before then, what made you think he cracked back then? Yep.
So what he's saying is this. Let's pay attention to Larry Hoover's character. If he ain't cracked in the last 52 years and told on a bunch of people to free himself out of prison, what makes you think he was cracked because he gonna snitch because he got shot?
Boom. There y'all have it. You don't say the way, don't ever say the weight is about it. Y'all see how I do it. See, listen, check this out. I cover the good and the bad. Like I said, I don't have no hate towards nobody. Ain't no favoritism. There's literally not one person I cover like I got a favoritism towards. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause my thing is this: if I feel like I gotta have a favoritism or bias, I'm not even going to cover it. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, you gotta keep it real, especially when you putting things out into the freaking universe. All right, you gotta keep it real. You feel me? So boom, as we see right there. Let me go ahead and pit this all over here so I can talk. But as we heard and saw, Mr. James Highsmith, the guy, not even alleged, even he said it, not alleged, I shot him. So the guy that shot Larry Hoover, which is one of the guys that Larry Hoover supposedly had told on, said out his own mouth, Larry Hoover never gave no statement, nothing. All right. Even with the story they had in the newspaper saying that, oh, somebody told him to burn Larry Hoover. He said none of that ever happened. 2 females told him that basically Larry was looking for him and he had that thing. So he like, I'ma wait. You know what I'm saying? Bring his ass on. And he did what he did. So with this being said, listen, man, the hell with 1090 talking about, the hell with anybody talking about, you feel me, that's trying to say that man is a rat or not. The hell what I said on the last video, even though it was an honest reaction to a video, but gotta call it how that shit is. So apparently the newspapers was playing a dirty game. Alright. Straight buster pussy sweet activities. Alright. So salute to the surfer that said that in the comment section about, bro, don't forget about how things was back in the day. He hit that right on, he hit the nail on the head. Bang. You feel me? By saying that, dropping that comment, because that's what it turns out to be looking like. Because at the end of the day, the guy that did the time, you feel me, just said that man Larry Hoover solid. You feel me? On top of he been solid all these years. All right. So of course, for me, is no more videos to do. When things like this happen, it's like, unless the same guy turn around and say something else, I'm not about to keep going back and forth with video because somebody said this, said that. You know what I mean? Like, it'll take something crazy to happen based on somebody saying this for me to feel like I need to keep jumping on the same subject, because once it's solidified, it's solidified. That's the guy that did time. You feel me? The other guy, from my understanding, didn't even end up doing no time. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't do no shooting either. You feel me? So this is the guy, the one and only, that actually did prison time behind this. And he said Larry ain't do nothing. That man stayed solid, held it down the same way he been solid. And apparently he always been a solid dude. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Larry, you know what I mean? The Hoover family, you know what I'm talking about? And even all the GDs, because guess what? If you a GD, you're an extension of them. You feel me? Like, you're an extension of Larry. You feel me? So to all of y'all, you know what I mean? Anybody felt some type of way about what I said on my video in relation to what 1090 was saying? Feel me? My apologies for that, because like I said, you gotta keep it real. You can't be too big to say like, yo, I was wrong on that. Even if it's because of what somebody else was doing, it's just reaction, but I still feel like I gotta do that. Just me personally, I still feel like I gotta still say that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you feel me? Like, and for the Wack haters, you gotta say that, because there's people that legit hate Wack just because of, you know, his personality. You might not like, which I don't approve of. The social media side of Wack, the business side, the dude I'm trying to be working with, you feel me? Because son has a good business mind. Like, whether you hate it, love him, you know, I mean, he got a good business sense. But the social media side, like, you know, trying to expose this, expose that, like all that, and I'm not with none of that, you feel me? Know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with none of that. You know what I mean? Things he said about Nipsey Hussle and all, like, I'm not with none of that. None of that. You feel me? But that's not enough to make me just be like, yo, I hate this dude. You feel me? I don't want to hear nothing he talking about. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, nah, you feel me? But, yeah, so for all you whack haters, I'm sure some of y'all them, word, you feel me? Because, you know, a lot of dudes love somebody as long as they say what they want to hear. As soon as you say something you don't like, all of a sudden, F that nigga, dude. Like, that's weird to me. You know what I mean? But you know, we all need haters. You feel me? We all need them. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But Wack brought this to the table. I don't know if Mr. Highsmith, if he has made other videos or whatever talking about this situation, but this is my first time hearing of this guy speaking on this situation, and I don't really even know too much about the situation until as of recent, you know what I'm saying? So all this is mostly new to me as far as these events that happened in this high school dealing with Larry Hoover. All right, so there you have it. Ain't no point me drawing out a long ass video, but I had to, like I said, had to come and do this because you got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? You got to cover both sides. Always two sides to a story. Once again, give a salute to Larry Hoover because he kept it all the way tall, even when he was the victim of a situation. He kept it tall. He did it 50-something years. God, even though y'all gotta keep it real, I did say let that man go. I ain't turning back in. Oh, he need to stay in there because no, hell no. They hold that 200-year statement, man. Let that man go. That man is in his 70s, man. They like, God damn, like how much? You feel me? And I'm gonna say that now, like free that man. Know what I mean? He still tall, so it's just like extra. Like OG kept it solid. Like what could you say? Know what I mean? Like you got a call like that. You can't just only do videos when you want to talk down on somebody. That's whack as hell. You feel me? So somebody that a lot of us thought to be a real one turned out to be a real one. So you already know this ATM Wavy, aka Mr. OMG, and you know it's me in this Wavy's world. Salute to all the surfers. You already know I appreciate when y'all pull up. So I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like this joint. Hold me down. You know what I mean? You know how I say I gotta get in that algorithm. You feel me? You got something to say. I know some of y'all gonna have something to say. You feel me? Hit that basement. Yeah, that's down there. That's the comment section. Just don't be a creep when you speak. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And of course, I need you to hit that sub. Holla at the blood. Join the Surfer Nation. Know what I mean? We always waiting. And hit that notification bell so it's yell. You feel me? So it'll yell as soon as I drop something. And of course, it's last but not least, always look both ways before you cross that street. Cause you might get hit.
But if the boy tall slick, I'm